Hello you guys, welcome to 3.2, place value of decimals. This is going to be a continuation from 3.1. The essential question is, how do you read, write, and represent decimals through the thousandths? The language of the discipline is the same one from yesterday, so if you already wrote it down, that's fine. I just want to keep it up because I think it's important to look at. And once again, we have the tenth, which is the first digit after the decimal, the hundredth, 1,000, and then the thousandths. So if we have something like 1.726, this would be the tenth, this would be the hundredth, and this would be the thousandths. Okay? So let's take a look at this concept because I really want to go over it and make sure we're clear on it. Let me go to the template real quick. With tenths, hundredths, and thousandths, you got to understand that it's beyond the decimal, right? It's what's past the decimal. So let's say we have, it's not working out for me. All right, you good to go now? Let's see. All right. Hang on a second, people. Looks like we're having technical difficulties once again. Okay, hopefully that works out. All right, cool. Don't know why that did that, but we're good to go. So let's say we have ones, tenths, hundredths, and thousandths. And I'm sorry if that's a little sloppy. Okay, let's thousandths, THS. Okay. Now the ones is going to be what's in the ones place. So like if I have something like 100, my decimal will be here, right? Because this is everything that's past the decimal right here. Everything past this line, right? Now we're getting into fractions and decimals. So this would be in the tenths, 7, 2, 6. Okay, so if I had 1.726, the 1, which is a whole number, would be here. The 7 would be in the tenths place because that's the first digit after the decimal. The 2 would be in the hundredths, that's the second digit after the decimal, and the 6 would be in the thousandths. Okay. Now this would also be represented a number of ways. This could be represented as 1.0, 0.7, 0.002, 0.006. And I'm sorry, this one is not 0.002. It's 0.02. So 0.02. And this one's 0.006. You don't have to have the zeros in front, but it doesn't hurt. It's not a big deal if you have it or not. So that's how these decimals are written. Okay, so you have the whole number 1, which can be written as 1.0 or just 1. You have the number in the tenths place, which is 0.7. The hundredths place, which is 0.02, because it's the second number here. And the number in the thousandths place, which is the third number from the decimal. Okay. And this can also be written in expanded form. Let's take a look at that. And this is really important. So we already know that 1 is 1 times 1. That's no big deal. No surprise to anyone. This one is 7 times 1 over 10 because it's in the tenths place. And this one is 2 times 1 over 100 because it's in the hundredths place. And this last one would be 6 times 1 over, you guessed it, 1,000 because it's in the thousands place. Remember, there's no oneths place. That doesn't exist. As soon as you go past the decimal, you have the tenths, the hundredths, and the thousands. Okay, you don't have a oneth. That's not a real thing. Okay, so when you're showing me expanded form for decimals, you need to know that this is in the tenths place, so you multiply it by 1 over 10 because it's not a full number, right? It's a fraction. Fractions and decimals are part of a whole number, right? Okay, you multiply it by 1 over 100 because it's in the hundreds place, and 1 over 1,000 because it's in the thousands place. Okay, let's go over the examples. We have 3 examples today. The first example is pretty simple, okay? And what they're asking you to do is they give you a number, and they'll give it to you in standard form, okay? So I'm just going to write standard, okay? And let's say it's the number we've been dealing with this whole time, 1.726. Well, in written form, it would look exactly as you say it. 1 and 7 100 26 thousandths. Okay? So when you're writing it in written form, you have to make sure whatever number it ends with, right? Just like if I said 1,726, it's 1 and 726 thousandths, because that's the last number, and it's in the thousandths place. Okay? And then expanded form is fairly simple. Okay? It would be 1 times 1 plus 7 times 1 over 10 plus 2 times 1 over 100 plus 6 times 1 over 1,000. Okay? Don't worry too much about the written form. All I care about is that you know about this expanded form, because that's what you're going to be seeing in your benchmark. Okay, so that's the most important thing. You need to know that with the decimals, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Okay? Let's do the second example. Let's say they're going to ask us, which they will, what is the value of the underlying digit? Okay? So if I'm saying what's the value of 0.287, and I say tell me what the 8 is. Well, it's going to be 8 hundredths, right? Because it's in the hundredths place. Or 0.08, or 8 times 1 over 100. Okay? For the activity today, or for the activity in class, I'm going to want you to write all three forms. Okay? Let's do a couple more. This is still example 2. Okay? 5.349, if I said to find a 3, that's 3 tenths, also known as 0.3, or 3 times 1 over 10. Okay? And then if I gave you 2.704, I said find the 4, that's 4 thousandths. Alright, that's really terrible. Okay? 4 thousandths, or 0.004, or 4 times 1 over 1,000. Okay? If you have any questions on that, make sure you write that down. Okay? Let's do the third and final example. This is example number 3. Okay? And let's say I give you 8.517 and I tell you, hey, I want you to give me the written and expanded form. Well, the written form is 8 and 517 thousandths. Right, you got to make sure you tell me what's the last place value. It's at the thousandths. If the 7 wasn't there, it'd be 8 and 5 and 8 and 51 hundredths. Okay? And expanded form is 8 times 1 plus 5 times 1 over 10 plus 1 times 1 over 100 plus 7 times 1 over 1,000. And remember, the reason why is because this is in the tenths place, hundredths place, thousandths place. See? Tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Okay? And I don't know why I underlined that 7 there. That didn't really mean anything. Okay? I wanted you to just write the different forms. So this is the word form, and this is the expanded form. Okay? Alright, if you have any questions, make sure you write that down. That's really it. I really want you to focus on knowing the expanded form for numbers with decimals in it. That's kind of the majority of the lesson today, and we're going to definitely practice that when you come into class. So thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day.